Hi besties, on today's tutorial I'll be showing you how I achieved this top using 1.5 yard of organza, and this is a requested tutorial from a subscriber on Instagram. It has a collar at the neckline, button in front with bishop sleeve. So if you like this kind of tutorial, do not skip any part of this video and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. For this tutorial, I made use of 1.5 yard of organza, and here I have folded it into four so I can cut both the front and back piece together. Now I've equally marked out my starting line, so I'll start imputing my body measurements. So I'm going to come down 9 inches for my chest line. So I'll mark that out. 16 inches for my waist. And for the full length of the top, I used 25 inches. So depending on how long or how short you want it, it is up to you. So I'll equally mark that out. So I'll connect all the lines together. So now on the starting line, I'm going to impute my neck width. I made use of a neck width of 3 inches. Now after that, I came down 1 inch for the back neckline, 3 inches for the front neckline, but we don't actually need the front neckline, but let's just mark it out. Now connect from the neck width to meet the 1 inch I came down for the back neckline. Now I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5. Mine is 15 divided by 2 give you 7.5. I'll mark the same 7.5 on the chest line and I'll connect. Now on the armhole side, I'll come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope and I'll connect it to the neck width. I'll measure what I have left on the neck width. On the armhole side, I have 8 inches. Half of that is 4. On that point, I came in by half an inch. On the chest line, I'll mark my round bust divided by 4, which is 9. Now, I'll connect the 3 points to cover my armhole. So now I'll be adding my stitching allowance. I'll add 2 inches for ease because this is a free top, and 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Now on the waistline, I'll divide my round waist by 4. I will mark. I'll add 2 inches for ease. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for stitching allowance. So I'll connect the 2 points together this way. I'll connect from the chest line to the waistline. So now on the hemline, I'll divide my round hip by 4. I'll mark. I'll add 3 inches allowance. That is 2 inches for ease, 1 inch for stitching allowance. If you want more allowance, you can add, but I am okay with what I have. So this is my preference. So this is all for our bodies. We are not adding the front neckline. So we are going to cut out. So before cutting out, I now remember that at the hemline, I decided to go up by 1 inch on the side. Then I connected it back to the dress this way. So now I'm just going to cut out all the excess I have. So guys, if you have watched up to this point and you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. So I'll cut out the back neckline. I'll add half an inch to the shoulder side. I'll cut out the back armhole this way. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to separate the front and back. I'll take out the back. Now for the front, this is what I have. The next thing I will do is I'll be marking in 2 inches. We'll be cutting off these 2 inches. We'll be replacing it with our collar. So this is where the collar comes in. So I marked in 2 inches and I'll mark it all the way down to the full length. After that, I'm just going to trim it off. Yeah, now I'm going to cut out the half an inch we went in on the armhole, and that is all for it. After cutting out, this is what I have. So now this is the front, the back piece. I'll place the front on it this way, right? You can use any side as the right side. I'll take it to the machine and stitch the shoulders with half an inch. I'll do the same for the other side. I will stitch it with half an inch, but let's keep it aside so that we can draft out our sleeve. My sleeve, I'll fold my fabric into 4 so I can cut out the 2 sleeves all at once. Now I'll be coming down 3.5 inches for my cap height. Either you call it cap height or biceps, whatever that works for you. So I came down 3.5 inches for my cap height. Now for the full length of the sleeve, I'll be using 27 inches including the hemming allowance. So I'm going to mark that out. So after marking it out, I'm going to cut out the excess I have at the lower part. So it wasn't looking all straight, so I'll just trim it to make it straight. And this is what I have. So now we'll start imputing. Now on the cap height, I'll be imputing my round armhole measurement. So impute your round armhole measurement. I'll first of all mark my round armhole measurements. Then I'll add 1 inch for my stitching allowance, which is here. So now I'll connect it to the tip of the starting line this way. So this part is acting as the starting line. So I'll connect it this way. So after that, on that point where I marked my main armhole, I'll connect it there and I'll get the middle of that. I'll mark the middle of that. Now from the upper part, I'll just curve it in. So I'll curve it in this way and curve it below the armhole this way. So that is all we have. Now for the hem of the sleeve, now this is a balloon sleeve. So initially I marked 10 inches, but it was looking very small. So I just took the measurements I have on the armhole. I connected it all the way down this way. It's a balloon sleeve, so it's meant to be big. So if you don't understand what I just did here, you can ask me question. So now I'm just going to cut out the excess I have on the upper parts and on the side of the sleeve. So this is what I have. I'll just trace out that piece and I'll adjust the lower part of the sleeve. So that is all for the sleeve. So if I open it, I have two pieces for the two sleeve, and this is how big it is looking. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll take it to the machine. I'm going to hem the lower parts by 1/2 inch. I'll put it again by 1/2 inch and I'll run a stitch on it. So I'll do that for the two sleeves and I'll bring it back to show you what I have. After stitching it down, this is what it looks like. Now we're going to be adding an elastic band to the lower part of the sleeve. So for the elastic band, you're going to get your wrist measurements. You might take out 2 inches from it because this elastic stretches. So I'll just pass my elastic through the channel we created for the lower part of the sleeve. So I'll pin it down so it won't move. I'll do the same for the other side. I will adjust and I'll pin down. So this is what I have for the two sleeves. Now to attach the sleeve to the top, I'm going to get my top. I've already sewn the shoulders with 1/2 inch. Now what I'm going to do is I'll attach the sleeve this way. So I have the middle line already because I ironed out the sleeve. Now I'll place that middle line on the shoulder line and I'll pin it down. So if you can't freestyle this, you can pin it all around before sewing. So I'll take it to the machine. I'll stitch it all around using 1/2 inch. So I'll do the same for the other side of the sleeve. I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So after stitching the sleeve down, this is what I have. Now the next thing is to join it together. I'll close the sleeves with 1 inch all the way down to the full length of the top this way. So you can pin it down if it's going to be difficult for you. So I'll stitch it down with 1 inch and I'll bring it back to show you. So after stitching it down, this is what I have, and I've hemmed the lower part of the top. So for this part, I left it open because we are going to add a collar to that side. Then we'll stitch it back again. Now I'll fold my top into two so I can get the center line of the top. And I will notch. So get the center line notch. Now from that center line, we'll take our measurement to see the amount of collar we'll be cutting out. So I'll measure it all the way down to the front this way. So this is like when you're adding a collar to your kimono gown. This is how you do it. So the whatever measurement I got on this side, I will times it by 2 and I'll cut out my collar. So this is for the collar. The remember it was 2 inches. I added 1/2 inch to that, making it 2.5. So this is what I have. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my top and I will notch the collar. I'll place them right side I'll place it together and notch the middle line. So I want to get the center line of that collar. So I matched it together, I got the center line and I notched it. Now the center line I notched, I'll placing it on the center line on the top where we notched earlier, center line to center line. I'll pin it down, then I'll take it to the machine. I'll stitch it with half an inch all the way down. So I'll do the same for the other side and I'll bring it back to show you what we have. So guys, after stitching it down, this is how everything looks. So this is how neat it looks and this is the collar. Now I attached some loops to the front for my button. So initially I made it 5 but I reduced it to 3. Now to get where I attached it, from the shoulder line I came down by 10 inches. This is how open I want my neckline to be. Then I started attaching the elastic, so it's that easy. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point, and if you have not subscribed to my channel bestie, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. I have amazing tutorials coming to this channel. So thank you guys so much. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.